One of the great unsolved mysteries in FBI history is the story of a man going by the name Dan Cooper, who hijacked a Boeing 727 plane in the mid-70s and then seemingly disappeared into thin air. The case was called Norjack, which stood for Northwest Hijacking and would last for decades to come. On the 24th of November 1971, Dan Cooper bought a one-way ticket onto Northwest Airlines Flight 305 from Portland to Seattle. He was described as a man in his mid-40s, wearing a dark suit, black overcoat, brown shoes, a neatly pressed white-collared shirt and a black tie. He boarded the plane, took his seat, lit a cigarette and politely ordered a bourbon and soda. Shortly after takeoff at around 3 p.m, Cooper handed a note to the flight attendant. She assumed he was handing her his phone number at first and ignored the note, putting it into her pocket. Cooper then reportedly said to the flight attendant, "Miss, you better look at that note, I have a bomb." He then asked her to sit next to him, opened his briefcase up to show what looked like red TNT sticks surrounded with wires. Cooper demanded $200,000 in negotiable American currency, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck standing by in Seattle to refuel the plane on arrival. The airline's president authorised full cooperation. Meanwhile, passengers on board had no idea what was happening. They were told that their landing was delayed due to mechanical difficulties. At 5:39 p.m, the plane landed and an airline employee delivered a cash-filled knapsack and the parachutes that he requested. And Cooper allowed all the passengers and 2 flight attendants to leave the plane. During refueling, Cooper outlined his plan to the remaining crew. He told them that he would fly southeast towards Mexico with one further refueling stop in Nevada. 2 hours later, the plane took off, and the crew were told to keep the aircraft below 10,000 feet in the air. A little while after 8 p.m, the plane was somewhere between Seattle and Reno, Nevada. Cooper jumped out of the rear door with 2 of the parachutes and the money, never to be seen again. He had left behind his tie on the plane, which he took off before jumping, and the FBI were able to get a DNA sample from it, but were never able to find a match. They also uncovered 66 unidentified latent fingerprints on the aircraft and the remaining parachutes that Cooper had requested, one of which had been opened and 2 of the suspension lines had been cut from its canopy. Authorities tried to determine a precise landing site based on the flight path and speed of the plane, but too many variables like weather conditions and not knowing at what point Cooper pulled the cord, if he managed to pull it at all, made pinpointing an accurate area impossible. In 1980, 9 years after Cooper's escape, a young boy on vacation in Oregon on a beach named Tina Bar found several packets of money containing $5,800 in $20 bills. After identifying the serial numbers on the bills, it was determined that it was some of the ransom money given to Cooper. People theorised that after Cooper jumped out of the plane, he dropped some of the money in the Washougal River, where it then drifted down to Tina Bar Beach. The FBI scoured the surrounding beaches hoping to find evidence of Cooper's landing site or his remains, but nothing was found until 2017, when a parachute strap was found at one of Cooper's possible landing sites. Many FBI agents are of the opinion that Cooper didn't survive the high-risk jump, as the rest of the missing ransom money has never been used. The investigation stayed active for 45 years after the hijacking, and despite the case file growing over 60 volumes, no definitive conclusions have ever been reached regarding Cooper's true identity or whereabouts. On the 2nd of July 2018, Rolling Stone magazine published an article about investigators who claim to have discovered the hijacker's true identity. A 40-person team digging into the cold case says they used a confession from the 70s to finger a former CIA agent living in San Diego. According to filmmaker and author Thomas Colbert, who has led the independent investigation for 7 years, the real Cooper is a 74-year-old Vietnam veteran named Robert Rackstraw, and the proof is hidden in a series of letters allegedly written by Cooper sent to various newspapers in the months following the hijacking. Rackstraw is a former Special Forces paratrooper, explosives expert, and pilot with about 22 different aliases. He was in fact a person of interest in the original investigation, but was eliminated as a suspect by the FBI in 1979, even though many agents disagreed with ruling him out. Colbert believes that the FBI covered up the case and protected Rackstraw because he was involved in numerous classified units during the war and may have worked for the CIA. The investigating team, many of whom are former federal agents, say D.B. Cooper's identity has been in the FBI's file all along. While the first 4 letters sent by Cooper were published, the FBI kept the 5th and 6th letters under wraps until Colbert successfully sued for Cooper's case file under the Freedom of Information Act. Colbert claims both of the letters contain coded messages that point directly to Rackstraw. A former member of the Army Security Agency who served with Rackstraw during the Vietnam War, Rick Sherwood, claims to have cracked the codes hidden in the letters. Sherwood was familiar with Rackstraw's writing style, having deciphered some of his earlier messages. When he saw the 5th and 6th typewritten letters, he immediately thought that the odd letter and number combinations were indicative of the type of coded messages that Rackstraw would send. However, the letters did not have any fingerprints or watermarks, and the FBI were never able to confirm a genuine connection to the previous letters, which limits its evidentiary value. According to the Post-Intelligencer newspaper, who contacted Rackstraw for comment, he did not confirm nor deny the allegations, telling reporters to, quote, verify Colbert's facts. It's unclear whether the FBI will reopen the case based on Sherwood's analysis of the letters they've had for over 4 decades. Back in 2016, upon announcing the end of the investigation, the agency would only commit to reviewing any new evidence relating to the missing parachutes or the money. But as far as Colbert is concerned, the case is closed. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and as always, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button. I really do appreciate all of your support, and I'm dedicated to improving this channel and hopefully investing in some more professional recording equipment as soon as I get monetized. So please help me get to where I need to be by hitting that subscribe button, and have your say in the comments section below about this video or any future video suggestions you'd like to see. Your advice and opinions are always welcome. So thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Bye!